Good afternoon. 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Date 4/5/2014. This is part 2 of the NASDAQ stocks that took a bloodbath so far from their calendar 2014 highs. And just let me tell you something, MMTs and the rest of you people around the world. You better get a grip. You better live now. 2013 and what that did in those markets, you're not going to see that again. Well, what you will see is how those high frequency firms are going to be crossing these bids and going the opposite way. And that, let me just tell you something, that the margin, people who are on margin, all time high levels. Oh, not to mention that, that margin that people are on, they're getting called out, and this is why, and this is part of part 1 and part 2. That is part of the reason of the selling. So you know that people got overextended and they love stocks and they went against them, and then they had to get a call from their broker and sell the position. Period. And it doesn't matter if it's the smallest person or the top people with money. It's both the same category, and the same outcome of that behavior is that somebody might be on margin for 50 million and another person might be on margin for only 50,000. It doesn't matter. They're going to get called in. And when they get called in, you get into the high flyers. Now, ALXN Pharmaceuticals. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. This was one of the greatest moving stocks so far in that index. Now, they make money. Are their revenues going to go away? No, they're not. In fact, the revenues are going to be better. Is it a tech stock? No, it's not. Is it a hardware stock? No, it's not. Is it a software stock? Sorry to say, no. So, these particular stocks that I personally called for back here in year 2012, right here, I have the live analysis then. And I also said that they would be one of the greatest movers in 2012, that they would come back online, and they sure did. And then 2013 was the follow through over here in this particular name, and they all look about the same. We are extremely hitting an oversold position, minus 5.7 on that MACD. Yes, the death cross of the 10-day, that's that blue line, crossed over the 20 and the 50. And yes, it's struggling now with the 10-day, that's that blue line. I'll draw a trend line right there for you. MMT. Not only will I just want to show you that this was where the super gap and these particular bottoms were working to all-time breakouts. And just remember, the people like the bears that are on the stock, well, they're going to stay short too long because this is oversold. So let it be known that at the bottom of the lower end of the price channel, there are good trades and the least amount of risk is there, because the oversold environment now is finally working its way to levels where these are great trades off of the bottom. Not only that, MMT, on this one here, I am happy to say that it's been a very long time that this thing has ever gotten a daily sell signal. And finally, for our benefit, that this name is going to make us a lot of money, because guess why? The sellers are going to be out of the way. Oh, yes, they are. And we are going to trade that, because I will promise you that the negative volume, which will equal the negative on balance volume, is at all-time highs. And it's time to buy these things at the lower support level, and that the sellers will get out of thy way on ALXN. MMT, get your trading shoes on and get ready to get net long. Here we have IBB ETF, the biotech shares. They have taken a profit-taking event. I will be buying this ETF on any chance I get for a good short-term trade off of that bottom. and that it was the all-time, and here's that 200-day simple moving average right here. And what I can say, that this ETF is also part of the broader part of the biotech sector. And it's been one of the best ETFs on record for the last couple of calendar years. I will tell you that back in 2011 that we were going to have one of the biggest moves in 2012, and we did. And once 2012 had put in their benchmark rally, you pulled back and you made higher highs in 2013, all the way up here to where we had a big profit taking and a reversal, and people were on margin. The shorts are all over the stock as far as it being an ETF. Yes, get your trading shoes on. It's 17.31% DS. Yes, that 100 or 200-day moving average is at 217 right here. Yes, the sellers had control, but I will tell you beyond a reasonable doubt, MMTs at that lower support level with that lower oversold MACD level, and that the shorts, the bears, are going to stay too long. And when you get that bottom, you're going to make some great trades and you're going to make a lot of money. And I'm going to go back to this once again. MMT, you buy off of that bottom and then you sell it back into that upper resistance handle, and then you get paid. And we will look at, is the stock all the way as oversold as it can be in what year? Calendar 2014, along with the broader pharmaceutical and biotech stocks. This is the place to buy on the dip. Here we go with Wynn Resorts in Macau, here in Las Vegas. I've been in there plenty of times, eating the buffets there, watch some of the shows and whatnot. Great place to be. But I pointed this out. This stock in the high frequency algorithm was pumped as far as you could see the Empire State Building going up. We all know how big that one is. Well, that's how big and beyond that this thing got. I mean, come on. This thing got up here toward that 248 area. It got slammed. And did I mean slammed? You heard what I said. I did not stutter. And I did not stutter because that high was 249. And yes, again, the 250 puts paid big. And yes, we hit a low, 207. That was overbought. It rallied up to the lower, much lower high, and rolled right back over in the last 4 days. It's a casino stock. We will take a look at it. It is the bellwether in its sector, but it's not a first choice stock by any stretch of the imagination. It will trade off of the bottom when it gets down here to the 100-day simple moving average. And the daily sell signal, look, it was overbought, this MACD. I mean, come on, give me a break. Listen, it's time to look at, if we will do a short trade, it would be off of the 50-day simple moving average. JAZZ Pharmaceuticals. Yes, it's gotten oversold. Once again, when I say oversold, it is oversold. When was the last time that Jazz Pharmaceuticals was ever this oversold? Well, I can show you here right now. This is the most time in the history of JACC being this oversold on that MACD indicator here today. I have tremendous good news for the MMTs is that there's a big trade in JAZZ. Why do I say that? Because yes, it made the all-time highs, and it did. And one of the things that I'm going to be very clear about this name is that it's totally oversold on a short-term level now. And I will take where the handle of this, look at this 2013 movement. Look at that long-term consolidation. This thing really broke out, and it really did one thing. It got completely overbought in the price channel. And right now, MMTs, you can see where I'm going to draw this trend line, and you will make money off of this lower level because the bears are on this thing extremely hard. That means there's going to be a bear squeeze, and that the bull is going to put a bear squeeze on the bears here, and we're going to come down and we're going to bounce off of that bottom. And when I say that we have support levels like always and they come down, yeah, you trade the bottom, but then you short those tops. Then they make the lower lows. I've been telling you that all along. JAZZ. JAZZ. This is the name to be in right here off of that lower level at that oversold condition. And yes, this stock here and the rest of them that I pointed out in this particular sector is the greatest path to intraday prosperity with the right trade management. Here we are, MMT. I'm going to point out Celgene, CELG. Listen, Celgene has a great earnings model. Celgene has a great, there's a lot of things in their pipeline for releases that are going to be happening in calendar 2014. I'm going to say there is nothing broken about the fundamentals because there isn't. There is nothing broken about the balance sheet because there isn't. Look at market volatility. We'll sell these things down from all-time highs. And just let me tell all of the MMTs. In real bull markets, listen, this is what real bull markets do. They wash everybody out. They get them down to being oversold, and they buy them up. That is what a real bull trend or market is about. Now, 2013 high frequency algorithms took these things all the way up to the high, and then they crossed the tape. Yes, they're under investigation. I'm going to tell you right now, though, that when we drop down, we're about as oversold as you can get. So, once again, because of that daily sell signal, I will tell you this. That bottom support level will bounce, and when you sell out of it, it will roll over, so it'll be weak at resistance levels. Until these daily sell signals start to improve, it's going to be just that. But once again, get your trading shoes on. This is part 2. The date is 4/5/2014. The time? Wow, 12:46 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This one here on a shorter term level is nothing about the fundamentals have changed. We are deeply oversold. We're going into an earnings season environment, and I will tell everybody on this date right now, as we continue to move through the next 8 months of the calendar of 2014, there will be once again a brand new bull trend will set up its second leg, and a lot of these 52-week highs that are currently oversold with daily sell signals. Remember, you people, 2013 is over. And that high-frequency algorithm model that pumped these things higher every day, it didn't matter if it was a good headline or a bad headline. They went up irrespectively in that year. I told everybody at the end of the year that 2014 would be extremely volatile. I also told you that those high frequency models that are being used would not be here and they're going to go away, and they are. The fundamentals will be rested on Celgene, and the balance sheet of their operations, that they're wonderful. You can never complain about a company like Celgene with a great balance sheet. And yes, we're going to be all over it on a daily level. We'll buy the bottom, it will sell into resistance, and we'll enjoy each and every one of those trades because we're about as almost sold out as you're going to get. We have Baidu, BIDU, big percent loser on Friday, testing the 200-day simple moving average. This stock is an internet Chinese stock. Yes, it was up here at 185, and let's just go through that MMT. Now, we also have better choices in our ETF models and individual stocks. This is always a choice. It was 189.94, and it put a low in at the 200-day simple moving average of 144. That was a 50-point decline. Yes, everything is oversold. Yes, this market's starting out the right way in calendar 2014. Yes, there are bull moves off of the bottom and then bear squeezes. Yes, it's testing the 200-day and the 10-day. Is it broke down? As broke as it can be. And this is the true market right here, right now on BIIB. The next big bellwether for the MMTs is this Apple stock. And I'm just going to say that it's good for an intraday trade, but let it be known that it's not good for anything else. And it's not totally broke down. It's been broke down for the last couple of years. And yes, it's in trading ranges. And it reports earnings and it squeezes everybody out and it rallies up. And it's the same behavior. We're going to be looking at what this company has to say on the quarterly reports. They're in a couple of weeks from now on Apple, breaking down below all the key moving averages. This is not one of our first tier picks. It's just an observance for us to see and look at. So once again, we're taking a look at these stocks like TripAdvisors and how Priceline did well, but look at these highs. We always told everybody in calendar 2013 that it would come clear to you at a later date. All these daily sell signals in 2014, all of these exuberant highs are coming down. That is a great for a bear move. It's not good for the bull. But once again, it's been our pleasure to work with our MMTs on a Saturday and to get the setups for the following week. And not only that, the best plan is always a plan where you understand where the buyer, you, are at a wholesale price, selling that back to the public. And once again, this is the conclusion right now of the trade management part 2. And once again, I'll end it with the S&P 500 reversal that will go much lower and make a lot of money in the put options.